Hello, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. We're back at you with another session and something that we kind of feel like it might be good information for y'all to have. As y'all know, we are in our first full calendar year in operations here, funding loans. Officially created the business last August, but this is our first full calendar year of production. It's been fantastic. Now, when we were looking at different models to set up the shop, there was a lot of different ways that we could have gone. And we ultimately chose the broker route. We felt like that was the best one for us internally as running a business, and best for us as loan officers to be actual mortgage brokers. But we also could have gone the different route, been a branch of a much bigger entity. And so that was kind of what we are deciding between a broker and being like a traditional retail mortgage bank. And so that's kind of what we wanted to talk about today.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just aren't aware that there are different models. I wasn't until we went through this process and you kind of educated me on that. So I think it's good to let's go ahead and help people understand the differences and really all the benefits to being a broker as opposed to what I would consider, you said retail shop, a single lender institution. Having being a brokerage, we've got a lot of different lenders, but let's kinda go into more detail on that part.
Yeah, yeah. So like the first thing that's most beneficial to our clients and our realtor partners that we are grateful that refer their clients over to us is that the broker model actually has we have access to lower rates than what you would at what is a mortgage bank. And so the
And
mortgage
and
bank is
why
actually what's that?
why is that? Why is that?
Uh, we basically call ourselves wholesale, which is in essence kind of what it is. So instead of having one behemoth organization that does everything, that does the sales side and the funding side and the servicing side, there's so many layers of bureaucracy to all of that. But when you actually break it up, we have just us. We're responsible for just originating the loan,
Originating.
finding the clients, and bringing them in, and then our lenders, all they do is provide the money. So you're breaking up all those responsibilities. There's not that extra big layer of red tape and bureaucracy in between
Yeah,
those two parts.
and
Yeah,
none of these lenders are we're not talking about a Chase, we're not talking about Wells Fargo, or even like a Rocket Mortgage. We're talking about organizations that nobody's heard of
right.
unless you have been a mortgage broker. Um,
Correct, correct.
you
So they
know
don't know. So then it's basically like kind of like you're getting the same pair of Nikes, right? But instead of paying, $150 for the pair of Nikes from, the actual sporting goods store that you walk into, it's almost like you'd be able to buy that pair of Nikes directly from Nike for $100. But that's basically what it is. It's like going to the outlet mall and you get the exact same pair of sneakers for, you know, 30% lower on cost or whatever it would be.
Yeah,
So
and we're
uh,
basically the hosting the outlet mall, right? I mean,
yeah,
we're
right.
we're the intermediary between
Correct.
yeah, so
So we have
that's
access to lower rates. So it's better for the clients, right? They save money or they increase their purchasing power. So the rates are lower just because of all those factors that we kind of talked about.
okay, so it's kinda like how, a lot of companies are now hiring out certain departments, HR for one. A lot of companies just decide, "Hey, we're not gonna have an HR department, we're gonna hire it out to another company, and they're gonna take care of it."
Right.
So, these organizations, these big lenders that we're working with, they're deciding essentially, "We're gonna do what we do best, and
Right.
we do lending and closing and funding loans best. We don't
Right.
do originating loans. That's
Correct.
not their specialty." So that's what we are essentially.
That's our job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you're getting, kind of that local personal small business feel through the mortgage broker, through us,
Right.
but you're also getting the resources, the expertise, and the big funds, the big company benefits
Right.
through these big
Right. I think
organizations.
that's a good second point as to why the broker model is best because you're working with a local small business, right? Like when you come to us for a loan, you are working with a locally based small business, right? But yeah, we work with the largest lenders in the nation. Like but people don't know it. Like and so
Yeah.
we have the resources of these lenders that one of our lenders funds more loans than Rocket. And, but people don't know unless you're in the industry. You don't know who they are, right?
Yeah.
because
That's a
like
big
you
deal.
said, that's all they do is fund loans. They're not out there, advertising that that's what they do. They're letting us go out and advertise and bring the clients in for them, right? And all they do is
Yeah.
fund loans, and they do it fantastic, right? So yeah, so you get the best of both worlds. I think that's a great second point is we're personal, we're local, but we're not on our own. We have resources of tremendously huge lending institutions, which is great.
Yeah,
So
let's talk a little bit about the resources that these lending institutions provide to us, because
right,
then, you may say, okay, well, these are giant organizations. I don't want my loan to take 45 days.
right,
I need it closed in 24 days, 20 days. How
right,
are we going to do that with such a big organization being the back end lending organization? Let's talk about the resources that they give to us and they provide to us, and how quick they are responding, communicating, all that.
right. Well, I guess
Each organization has an account
yeah,
rep dedicated to
correct,
us.
correct. And so
And yeah,
that's kind of dovetailing off of that's kind of like a third and fourth benefit kind of combined, right? As brokers, we have the ability to get set up with as many lenders as we would like. So we can send our loans to whomever we would like based on whoever has the best pricing that day or who has the best product that fits our needs for that client.
mhm,
So that's a tremendous help to not be tied down to one specific process or lender. Like normally, if you work for a retail bank, like a mortgage bank, and you're not happy, you got to leave. You got to leave and go to a different company, right?
well,
But
yeah, if you're the loan officer, yeah,
if you're the loan officer,
yeah,
but as a broker, you don't like the way something is done, just you send loans to a different lender,
yeah,
so you're not tied to that. But then also have going back to the multiple lenders and the resources, the support they give us, they want our business, right?
yep,
So their account executives and their processors, they have a full staff there helping us with the loans internally. So they want to make the experience as smooth as possible for us so that we keep sending loans to them and not someone else,
yep.
So,
And
but
they all know that we have multiple other lenders that we could send these loans to. So
right,
they're working to keep the business and to maintain a strong relationship with us. So
right. They're very aware. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm sure they can look the stats up. They know that we're sending loans everywhere, right? And that's one thing that I wanted to make sure that we were very like it's not we're not gonna be we I don't want our company to be pigeonholed into using basically one wholesale lender. Then we're basically a loan officer for that lender, right? So we spread it out. We spread it out. We have a pretty even distribution of where our loans are going. And it's all about what is best for that client, not necessarily what's best for us, right? If
yeah,
it's best for our client to send it to this lender because they have a underwriting guidelines that fit that person's needs best, that's what we're going to do, right? So, but yeah, they want our business, and by them giving us amazing support and good service, it's easier for us to provide good service to the clients, right? So
yeah.
you kind of pass it you kind of pass it forward. So, but yeah, and so then the other part of it, like here's the another like a fourth reason is the availability of our loan products that we can offer is pretty much unlimited. If we want to get set up with, like, we're looking at getting set up with a commercial lender right now. So there's a lot of things that if we can't do something, we can seek out a wholesale lender that does a specific product that we might want to be able to utilize. So we can do construction loans. We can do bank statement loans for self-employed people, right? That's not a traditional Fannie or Freddie product. And so it gives us that flexibility to continue to search for new products to add to our portfolio for just to be able to help our clients, help our realtors maybe get one extra deal closed because now we
Yeah.
have the financing for that. So
Yeah, this is again, I think it's important that people understand, the different models and what we bring to the table as brokers in terms of value for our clients. And so, you know, better rates, lower costs at the closing table, but still have incredible resources from companies that are trying to uh, e- are working to earn our business.
Correct. Right.
So
Right. And that helps us earn your business,
yeah,
you know? At the end of the day, we truly do. We want to earn your business, right? So, and it helps to know that we got somebody on the other end hustling to get our business too, you know?
yep.
So but yeah, and every day we find one more reason why this model is fantastic, but these are just kind of the main reasons, the bullets. But we really wanted to kind of share why we set this the shop up the way we did, and why we feel like moving forward it is truly the best option for our clients.
What would you say the percentage of funded loans would be coming from a mortgage broker as opposed to, a single lending institution like a big bank or a Rocket Mortgage?
Oh, like as in what percentage are going like retail versus
To
wholesale?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. The numbers have been going up. They've definitely been going
Yeah.
up.
I could see them
Um,
going up, but I doubt it's
right.
that much. I bet it's closer. It's
It's
probably
still
10% or
retail
lower.
still huh?
Don't you think it
Retail's
would be
still the
10% or
main the
lower?
main avenue.
Do what?
Like retail mortgage banks are still the main avenue.
Yeah,
Um,
I would
yeah,
say it's
yeah,
overwhelming. It's
it
probably
is.
80 to
It's still
90%.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so I think a lot of people are losing out on lower rates. They're losing out on, paying a lot more at the closing table than they should be paying.
Right. Right. And I think it's part of the economic cycle as well,
Yeah.
because when rates were super low, no one really had to seek out and
Yeah.
shop a lot. You got a low rate from almost everybody, but current market conditions have made like shoot us rethink the model, and at the end of the day want to provide as much value to our clients as possible. And it honestly it takes some stones to go out and start, basically be independent.
Yeah. I mean, you're starting
Yeah.
over. I'm not starting over, but yeah,
Yeah.
you had to do that. You had to
Right.
have a talk with the wife and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is what's gonna happen."
Right.
Or
Right. Yeah.
no, not this
Or
is what's
not.
gonna happen. I'm learning. This is what I'm thinking. Do you
Right.
support this?
Yes.
How do
Thank
you
you.
feel about it?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I think that's the thing too, is like you have to have more people who feel like they can be independent, right?
Yeah,
Of the behemoth retail mortgage bank setup, right? And once you kind of cross over, you realize that you actually have just as much or more support, you know.
yeah,
By going small and independent, you actually have more support than you did at that big institution, So,
yeah,
but I think that's part of it too. Is like there needs to more more people in this industry who know what they're doing need to take that chance to have more options available, right? That
yeah,
to them on the broker side, and then those numbers will keep growing.
yeah.
But
Because we're not getting, with those big retail lenders, they're getting leads funneled to them left and right.
right,
And,
tons of leads.
when you think of, "Oh, I need to look at getting pre-qualified for a mortgage," if you don't know about the broker model, if you don't know somebody that's a broker, your first thought is, "Let me go check my rate, and I'll log in and, sign into Wells Fargo or Rocket, and I'll put in my
Mm,
information," and then they get a lead, right?
right.
The broker model, we don't get those leads just handed to us. So our biggest, source of business comes from referrals and from
Yeah.
people that are listening to this.
Thank you.
Yeah, so,
Right.
any referral is a big deal for us, so we appreciate all referrals coming to
Right.
us.
And that's a cost that doesn't go back into our margins. So, you have to like a lot of those models require either high margins or or tons and tons of volume to make up
Mhm.
for the fact that their margins are thinner because of the advertising, and their loan officers are a lot of times order takers, so they
Yep.
get paid very, very low.
And they also
And
don't have to be licensed
correct.
through
They're
the
licensed, but
NMLS.
they don't have to take testing.
They don't have to take the tests. Yeah.
Right. If they work
So
for a big bank, if they work for
correct.
a depository institution, they don't have to take the test. Now, if they work for like just a mortgage bank by itself, and they're still retail, then they have to take the
Okay.
test. But
Okay.
if you're Wells Fargo, like a big depository bank,
Yeah.
you're under their umbrella and you actually don't have to get the testing.
Yeah.
So you just have to apply for your license and you get it if your background check's fine. So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, we really truly feel like this is the best avenue to provide the most value for our clients. And we welcome as many inquiries as possible. Want everyone to really consider this as the best place to send friends, family, referral partners to continue to send their clients, because we feel like they're going to get the best financial value possible.